So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world. And welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector. And today I'm joined by a legend in death metal guitar, Jack Owen. He played for Cannibal Corpse, he's played for Dayside, and now he's playing for 6 Feet Under. And we're here to talk about the new album that's coming out on May 10th. It's called Killing for Revenge. So, Jack, how are you today?
Good, man. How you doing? You chilling on the couch?
Yes, I'm usually chilling on a couch.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I listened to the album. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about let's go back to 2020. How did it happen that you got together with Chris again after so many years of not being together? What sparked that connection again?
I was always in contact with Chris, like over the years. And when I left Deicide, I wasn't doing much, and I noticed they had one guitar player, and I just asked them if they needed anybody for an upcoming tour, and it was like very easy to jump in and go tour and then start writing. He's like a brother to me, so very easy.
Yeah, no, because you being around since the 90s with the whole death metal scene.
Mhm.
So yeah, I listened to this album, I listened to your previous album. I think on this one, uh I heard more solos on this record than the previous one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So tell me a little bit about the process of you guys going into the follow-up to this album. Obviously, it came out on a year that everyone was to forget because it came out a year that no one could tour. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing you had a lot of time to work on this one.
Yeah, plenty of time to write on it. We haven't played live since the end of 2019, and then everything stopped. So I was lucky enough to get the order to write the whole album, and I just started. And when it started coming out musically, it just never stopped. I'm still writing. So before I knew it, we had 12 songs musically. I started writing lyrics for them because I've written lyrics since like the 80s. So not too hard for me to do that. And yeah, I think from the last album to this one, I had better tools to write and demo songs. So it was easy to figure out where the lyrics are and where the solos are. And I like to have a solo in each song if I can. So I
Yeah,
think it
so
was very easy and productive this time.
yeah, it shows. It shows like the sound. It sounds like you guys had more time to work on it than the one before. So which songs did you write lyrics for on this upcoming album that you have?
Pretty much everything except When the Moon Goes Down in Blood. Chris wrote all of those lyrics.
Okay. So the other lyrics, do you and Chris like usually write together the lyrics, or how does that work?
Yeah, I write the ideas I have and then leave spaces for him to fill in usually. um, and if I don't have any ideas, I trust him to take the bare music and write all the lyrics to it. He wrote quite a few lyrics actually, when I think about it.
Yeah, and I know right now the lead single "No Nothing in Great" is out, and it's a 2 minute 22-second song. And I
Mhm.
was reading a little bit of what that song's about. Can you care to because I think you're talking about the internet trolls
Mhm.
on that song. Like,
Yeah.
when you mean internet trolls, do you mean like the people who comment, or YouTubers like myself that review albums?
Oh, I was thinking like people that are on forums and do reviews who aren't journalists. It's like trolls just kind of follow each other and jump on what the last guy said and keep it going, I think. And like a metal archives where everybody could do a review. It's like you're not a journalist and you're just doing this to troll a band that you don't like.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would call myself a journalist. I interview people here on YouTube. Yeah, but at least you can look at my face,
Yeah.
someone that if I say something bad, you're like, oh, I know who said it because he's on a video. But I get trolls too that leave me comments
Mhm.
sometimes, so yeah, I know what it's like. And sometimes you don't even know if it's a computer.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, could be a troll bot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're a professional, and that means you'll get trolls. So
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we all get trolls. So yeah, so the basic for that song is like it's like, and it starts the album. It's like a fuck you to all those people that are talking shit and basically don't know what they're saying. Like, yeah, I'm guessing it's in today's world, everybody has an opinion, and
Sure.
especially if you write something on the internet and people don't look at you, it's easy to write
Mhm.
stuff if people are not looking at each other, because if you're like recording stuff, like people will know who I am. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get the why did you choose that one? First of all, it opens up the album and the single. Why did you choose that song in particular?
Well, I kind of put the songs in order before we sequenced them, and I thought that was the strongest song overall. So it was good to lead off the album and do a lead off single. Um, Not that any songs are weaker and it's hard to put them in a ranking, but for me, it goes all the way from Know Nothing and Great and Spoils of War wasn't like 100% of what I thought it should be. Still good.
Okay. So after, you've been so many years writing music, how has it changed for you, the death metal scene, from when you started in the 90s to now in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot. It seemed like in the 90s there were so many bands, it almost felt like there were too many bands, but not for death metal fans, just in general. But if you look at it now, there's like 50 releases every week for metal. So fan is short for fanatic. So people are fanatical about devouring all this music. I'm kind of the same way. And I go back to like 50s and 60s country and rock stuff. So I'm an archive kind of guy. So I don't think it's changed a lot. It's just the more new people we get in, and if we can keep the older people in, that's better.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, right now there's a lot of music that comes out every week. Sometimes it's like hard to keep up, and especially with so many albums dropping. So we're talking about the first single, but I listened to the album as a whole. What are like the common themes that you touch on this record? Because with the name, Killing for Revenge, I think it's straightforward that this is an angry, pissed off record.
Yeah. When all the songs were done, Chris came up with the title Killing for Revenge because overall it's pretty much elimination of the human race in one form or another, whether it's tornadoes or mass suicide or well, I personally just look at like the human race is kind of a failed thing. So, and coming out of the pandemic, I guess that helped look at the human race and say, man, you fucked up.
Yeah. No, I think it's a common theme to talk about. And you also have you on there's a bonus track that is a cover of Hair of the Dog by Nazareth,
Yep.
which I remember. I remember Guns N' Roses covered that song on their Spaghetti
Oh
Incident.
yeah.
I remember they
Mhm.
covered that song in the 90s. So I know you've done cover songs in the past because I know you like 6 Feet Up. They did TNT. I can't remember
Mhm.
who each other covered. Like, why did you pick that song in particular as a cover to
I don't
cover?
know. That was just Chris's idea. Like we had 12 songs and we like to do a bonus for the digital copies. So he was just Hair of the Dog. And I was like, it sounds kind of hard to play, but it really isn't. So it was easy to just like program the drums and then do a little lighter guitar like the original. I guess we could have done heavier musically, but basically it's karaoke Nazareth with Chris singing.
Karaoke.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you know, it's a cover song, and sometimes cover songs like you wanted to like. Obviously, it's in your style, so
Yeah.
it's different from the original. Like, is there like in the future like releases for 6 Feet Under? Is that like a song that you would really like to cover that you never had covered?
Hmm. That's tough. Uh, I can't think of any because they've done the whole Back in Black album. Maybe I'd like to do stuff off Highway to Hell, or maybe some Kiss songs, like a whole Kiss tribute album. That'd be kind of cool. Heavy that up because it's kind of heavy to begin with, but if you made it even heavier, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I'm gonna show the artwork for the album,
Mhm.
so we can talk a little bit about it. So yeah, this is the album cover. It's you know it's a very death metal album, and I see you have I see the name of the artist here. So let's discuss a little bit of what you were trying to convey with this album artwork. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's cool to talk about it.
Yeah. We had another artist lined up, but he couldn't do it. So Chris called Vince because he's known him for like 35 years. So Vince was fine doing the artwork, and we sent him some song titles, and he sent us sketches back, and he sent a sketch for that artwork. Um, and that's based on the song Accomplice to Evil Deeds. Basically, it's a shed where people go to be murdered.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to that shed, but
Um, the whole concept of the song came to me in a dream. It was me and Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse, and he was killing people in the shed, and I was his accomplice.
oh, well, it makes sense. I'm guessing you watch a lot of uh, like murder stuff, like documentaries. I think I've seen a few where there's like, you know, I think I heard one like there was this guy who like brought people to his apartment. It was like a huge building, and he killed them right there, and nobody knew. So,
Yeah,
and then I think he was a gardener, so he buried the bones in the, you know, the houses where he gardened.
yeah, there's
I
a
think
lot of those.
in Canada. I think this was in Canada, if I'm not
Oh yeah,
mistaken. Yeah,
yep, a lot
I
of
can.
those. The
Yeah,
Black Widow.
there's a. I think you have a lot of inspiration for the type of like you know, death metal has always talked about like subject that many other like bands would shy about, or
Mhm.
especially the album covers. Many like Cannibal Corpse, you guys. How many of your album covers have been banned in different countries?
I think just Butchered at Birth and Tomb of the Mutilated. And at that point, when we put out the bleeding, we just took a section of the artwork and blew it up so we could have artwork instead of a blank white cover. So I think that's
Yeah.
it. At the same time, Marduk was having the same problems in Germany that we were having, and it was funny. It was you can play certain songs off of this album, but not that album. So we could play "Fucked with a Knife." That was okay, but we couldn't play like I don't know, Skull Full of Maggots.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So, but I think that with the artwork now, I don't think it's as much as in like in the night. I don't think there's so much censorship now with the artwork. I think
No.
there's so many stuff going on right now that I think people forgot about it. And in the 90s, you had the whole PR whatever
Yeah.
RC that they wanted to
MRC. Yeah.
PMRC, which actually was a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
I remember growing up in the 90s and buying albums, and all the albums that I wanted was the ones that said Parental Advisory. I'm like,
Right.
if
I
it
know.
had that, I thought that album has to be cool.
Yeah. It's not like you couldn't buy it either and just take it to the counter and they're not gonna what are they gonna ID you? I don't have ID. I'm 14.
Yeah, I don't remember buying an album when I was younger and no one asking me for ID. So,
No.
uh, but usually my grandpa came with me and he bought the records. But yeah, it's that actually helped
Yeah.
the band. So yeah, so the record is gonna be out on the 10th. So are you gearing up for tours since it's been so long? And I'm sure you have that itch to go and play this stuff live, and also music from 2020 album that I'm guessing that you didn't have the proper time
Hmm.
to play.
Yeah, haven't played any of that live. We're working on a couple things, America right now, and anything that comes in, we'll probably just take it, but nothing's confirmed right now. So when it is, I'm sure there'll be a big promo blitz on it.
Yeah, one day at a time. So
Mhm.
from this upcoming record for you, like what is like the song that for you was the most challenging to write for?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I should have the album in front of me. Probably Fit of Carnage. I wrote it a long time ago and I wrote it on a 7-string guitar, but I kind of transferred it to a 6-string. And it sounds kind of easy to play, but it really isn't. It's a lot of hand movement, like back and forth. So that's probably the hardest one musically. And lyrically, hmm, I don't know. All the lyrics come out pretty easy for me. Like if I don't have lyrics, I'll take a book of poetry or a graphic novel and just kind of read it and put the words over the song for now, just so I have like the patterns and then replace them with lyrics later.
Okay, yeah, that seems like a good process. Like if you get like writer's block and you get
Hmm.
something, is that like an exercise that you so the ideas can flow and you have the lyrics? I'm guessing you guys write the music first anyway, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Couple things like accomplice to evil deeds was probably lyrics first, and hmm, that's probably it. Maybe spoils of war a little bit. But yeah, it's like I have the perfect tools to write music now, as far as a drum program, a multi-track, uh, an endless supply of riffs.
Yeah, no, this album has you do and that supply of riffs. Like when you're like writing riffs, how do you keep? You've been writing riffs so many years.
Mhm.
Like if you have like, do you use like a tape recorder or something to record to play so you don't forget the riff that when you come up with a cool riff?
No, whatever I write ends up being an MP3, and it's the title of the MP3 will just be the note pattern of the riff. But before that, I just have a formula of like using the alphabet and then corresponding the notes of the guitar to each letter on the alphabet. And then if you're watching TV and you hear a strange word, you just take that word, correspond it into the formula, and then you have a pattern of notes that you would probably never think of. And some are good and some are crap. Just depends.
Yeah, how when you write stuff, like, do you send it to the band, like to ask for like, what do you think of this riff? Like, and has it happened that you think a riff is crap, and turned out that that riff that you thought was crap was actually the one that the band liked?
Uh, Probably. I try not to write crap, but you never know what people are gonna
Yeah, I
say.
think that's the goal. I think every band doesn't want to write something that say that is crap.
Yeah, I could challenge them and write something crappy on purpose and see what they say. But luckily, everything's turned out good. Like I said, I have an endless supply of riffs in case I have writer's block. Nightmares of the Decomposed was all off the top of my head. I didn't use any archival stuff.
So yeah, it seems that that past record you did it like on a short time to do that one. Was there a reason that that last album you had like that time constraint? Jack, are you there? Hey,
Um,
okay.
of Yep, we're re we're re my internet's terrible.
Oh, that happens sometimes. No, yeah, I was asking you about the
You
last
might
album. Was there like a time constraint on that one that you had to do it on a certain time?
time constraint.
Yeah, for the last album, the one for 2020. So
Cool.
on the last album, you seems like you were a little bit rushed on that one. Was there a reason for that?
The material was all done, but we had to hurry up, and if anybody had to travel, we had to go and do it before everything shut down. Because I went to Florida in February of 2020 to do the guitars, and I just got back in time, and then everything shut down. We were supposed to tour in April, and of course that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So material wise, no, but maybe production wise, it sounds a little thin.
Okay, yeah, because I did listen to that one and to this one, and this one it does sound like the solos are there. It sounds like it wasn't rushed. So
Yeah.
uh so I'm guessing that that helps the process for the album. So yeah, Killing for Revenge out on May 10th. So what can Jack you tell the fans to expect from the band in the coming months?
Oh, you'll hear about tours if they come up. Like I said, we'll take anything. Of course, Puerto Rico, we've been there. We almost died there in Cannibal Corpse.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. I remember. When did you guys play here? Was it in the
that was
90s?
1994. They took the whole Obituary Agnostic Front tour there and Malevolent Creation. Yeah, there was pyro that we didn't know was on the stage and they just blew it up.
Yeah,
So
I
almost
didn't go.
died.
I was very young, so I didn't go to that concert. Where
Hmm.
was that concert?
San Juan, but it seemed like a baseball field.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, there's a
Hmm.
baseball field where they used to have the concert. Now we have a big venue.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
close to the Pizza Hut, if there's only one.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that Pizza Hut exists anymore. So,
Probably
so
not.
what happened? Was there like a pyro near, and guys, you almost had like a James Hetfield like
Yeah,
incident that you burned?
yeah, nobody told us there was pyro, and I, I don't even know if it was at the end of the show. It was just like in the middle, just they blew it all up, and we're like, dude, we almost died. Crazy.
Yeah, no, you think that I don't, I hope that doesn't happen anymore, more organized. But yeah, I remember obviously the James Hetfield incident when
Yeah.
he got burned.
Hmm.
And then he kept touring. I would have gone home.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, you could see the bones on his arm, I guess. So,
yeah, that's
no
pretty
way.
that's pretty metal. So yeah, so people, the new 6 Feet Under, Killing for Revenge is out on May 10th. I'll put the links for the pre-orders for people who want to buy the
Cool.
vinyl, the
Hmm.
CDs, everything. And obviously, Jack, I want to thank you, for taking some time
Sure.
to talk with me here through the internet. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but it's comfortable too,
Yeah.
because you don't have to get out of your house. You can just
Yeah.
connect and talk. So
I'm just
uh,
chilling on my bed.
you're you're chilling on your bed, and I'm chilling here on the couch. So
Yeah.
people, the new album by 6 Feet Under will be out on May 10th. So yeah, so I know the fans, maybe the fans have been waiting a long time to catch you guys live since it's been a while. So
Yeah.
again, Jack, I want to thank you for taking some time joining me on the couch today. So
Cool. Thank you.
yeah, until next time, people. This is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.